Welcome to Vlog 180, Looking for a Job Part A. My name is Carl. Let's take a look at what I have done this past week. This was recorded on August 31st to September the 5th. Let's take a look what's going down. Do. Well, it's a Tuesday morning, and sorry about not vlogging about yesterday. It was just one of those days where I had so many things to do at the same time, so I couldn't vlog at all. Finally finished and uploaded my vlog for last week. So I'm now over at St. Therese at the Human Resources or Service Canada in Employ, Quebec, and I'm heading up in there now to do some job searches. I have a interview this morning at 10:30, which I am going to be being prepared. It's actually through a company I went through my last job. It's called People to Go. It is for a technical position, so a technical support position. Basically going from client to client that this company is looking to hire, and being able to update, move, and fix their computer system. So it's not that bad. It's a little bit less than what I usually got for my last position, but still, it's a job nonetheless. I'm going to see how well that goes. If everything goes well, then I may have another job lined up for that. The only thing is that I have to go with my car into Montreal to these different places. So that's the only thing that's really bothering me in regards to that, because of the parking situation in Montreal. Most people, like myself, I don't like going into Montreal and looking for parking when I'm going to a client's place. With my last position, it wasn't so bad, because the fact is that they were at one place and it was close by to a metro station. So things like that makes it a little bit easier, because I can take public transportation. So for me to go into Montreal, into the office there, wasn't so bad at all. Usually I got there at least an hour ahead of time, which is not so bad, and I got time to spend doing what I need to do with my laptop and whatever else. Things like that made it a little bit easier, because I knew I was not going to get into that much traffic. Here it's going to be a pain in the rear end, going from company to company to find parking, go in, do the repairs, do whatever else has to be done, and then going to the next client. So we'll take a look to see if I got the job or not. If I don't get the job, it's not a big deal. It's one of the processes, because not every job is meant for everybody. So we're going to take a look at it this morning, and I'll let you guys know exactly what's happening in regards to it. If I do get it, it's like great. If not, there's also another position I'm waiting for them to get back to me in regards to it, which is a technical support at a company directly. It's a full-time position with a 3-month probation on it. So I'm hoping to hear from them in regards to that one. If I do get that one, then it'll be more or less a permanent job that I'm going to be going to. The ones that I've been working at through People to Go have been more or less contract jobs, and since those contract jobs are between 4 and 6 months, it makes it a little bit more difficult to know where you're going to be standing within the contract itself, whether they're going to renew it or it's just a temp position where you need just to be there X amount of months, like I was at the Manulife. So, but still, it's an interesting place of work, which is like mainly temp jobs. But still, I'm looking for something more of a permanent position, and they're aware of that. So they're going to try to help out as best as they can, or to help me out in regards to it. And since I had some really good reviews last time around, That's why they're putting me on top of the list as for one of the candidates for this position that I'm going to be applying for today. So I'll let you guys know a little bit later. It's still a little bit too early in the morning, and the thing has just opened up now, from what I can tell. Yeah, it is 8:56, so they're already open. So I'm going to let you guys go. I'll see you guys a little bit later this afternoon, or later on during the day, and we'll be back. Okay? So see you soon. Do do do. Here we go. And here I am. And today happens to be a Wednesday, very quiet. Just arrived over here to Manpower and got a couple of printouts on one side. The Emploi Quebec doesn't open until 10 o'clock, which is in about 15 minutes. And going to go take a look over there, see if there's some other job openings, and make any hard copies as well at the same time, and then also apply for them. Luckily, I did bring my backups, so I can actually apply them online. Just have to remember which one has it, and hopefully we'll find another job. The interview that I had yesterday, that I mentioned earlier on in the vlog, was actually for about 10:30 in the morning, which it did happen. Actually, the guy called exactly at 10:30, and it seems very interesting, very promising, and very well paying. So I'm hoping to hear back hopefully by today, hopefully before business day ends, before 5 o'clock. So I'm hoping that I do get the job, so it'll be another position that I'll be able to actually work. It's kind of like a contract job per se. It's actually going to different clients' place like McDonald's, Kentucky Fried Chicken, stuff like that. And I'll be heading there to swap out either hard drives because the systems are too old, so on and so forth. So what's happening is with that there, I'll be doing a lot of on-site repairs directly there. So that's replacing hard drives, reconfiguring printers, stuff of that nature. Checking out what's wrong with the computer itself. So a lot of on-site diagnostics, which I'm quite capable of doing, and I've done it before in the past. So that's not much of a problem per se. So I'll be doing, if I do get the job, I'll be doing that there. So I'm hoping to hear from them soon today. And if I do get it, I'll be a really happy camper, because I haven't waited around that long to get my next position. At the same time, I've also mentioned to them, at People to Go, that there is also another one there that they're definitely going to take a look into. It's just right now they're accumulating resumes for that one, so I obviously have to wait for it to come about to see what's actually happening with that, and we'll see from there. So it does look hopeful for me, and I'll start very soon, like within the next week or so. So that's a good sign, and I'm very hopeful about it. So I know I'm quite capable of doing on-site technical support with the client itself, and be able to help them out, because the one thing I do is I tend to ask a lot of questions and make sure that we're both looking at the same problem and not something different, because I've seen it happen too many times where it's one thing instead of the other, and this and that. You know how it is when there's a misinterpretation of something. So I usually tend to do that to make sure it's clear that we're both on the same, the exact same page. So with that position, I'll definitely be able to do my magic, as I like to say, my magic, or like Scotty from the original Star Trek, do my magic with them and be able to get them up and running. There is a kind of like a 3-month probation, and also getting my certification at the same time, which I am going to get done. So that's not much of a problem. I'm willing to do that as well for People to Go and Dell and all that. So that's a must in my books. And hopefully we'll hear something back from them. I might come back later on during the day just to give you guys a little update of what's been happening during today, and possibly for the rest of the week. And definitely this coming Saturday, I'm going to be spending lunchtime with Cyprian, just to get together, and not like last week where I didn't have time to sit with him as the normal times that we usually do on a Saturday and have our fun. Because last week was my birthday on Friday, and of course spending time going to get my new pants and this and that, it was kind of a daunting feat to get done in all in one day, and I was also surprised to see how much walking I did that day too. So it's like on Saturday and Sunday, it's like my feet were sore, and not only that, with my watch there that I have here from my Chronos, which helps me, monitor how much I walked, and I definitely on those 2 days alone walked over 18,000 steps each day. So that was also surprising. Yesterday I didn't walk as much as I was hoping to, but that's only normal because I didn't go to that many places, or I didn't walk that much as I did on Saturday and Sunday. So that's not much of a problem. But there's going to be days where you're going to make your little quota for personal exercises and all that. Not only that, I've been eating quite well, properly as well. As you can see, what I do spread out onto my Facebook page and on my Twitter page. I tend to be within reason. So Saturday, I think Saturday or Sunday, I was a little bit over 1,800 calories, about around 1,900 or so, I would say. 1960 something in calorie wise, but I mean that's not too bad. I mean, I'm not going to die instant death because I eat too much. So with my diet, I've been actually doing very well as well. I've lost already up to 105 pounds now. So I was originally 378. Now I'm down to 271.4. So I mean that's quite a bit of weight loss within the 5 months. So I mean, I'm just taking a quick look here. Yes, I'm using a calculator. My brain is not working. It's not fully awake this morning. I still need my cup of coffee. So that's one thing I have to still get my caffeine fix in. Yeah, so I lost 106.6 pounds. So that's within 5 months. So that is actually quite good for my weight training, for my weight loss. And I still have quite a ways to go. My initial weight loss, the original count that I was hitting for was 250 pounds. So within the next couple of months, I'll definitely hit that mark for losing weight. Once I do hit that, I'm still going to go down a little further, probably down to 200. And if I can hit the 200 mark within the next little while after that, so I'm looking at maybe hitting a 180 to 200 pounds. At the same time, I'm also going to see a nutritionist, which is going to be sometime this February, but I'm going to see if I can actually see one earlier in regards to it and show them what I've been doing in order to help out in counting my calories and all that, and what I've been doing as for weight loss. So all in all, that will be done very shortly in regards to it. So if I can get that done, then I'll be fantastic, and everything will be on the up above in regards to losing my weight, and I'm going to be on track. Any minor modifications, I'll definitely take them and use it to my best of my ability in regards to that. Most people say, how come you lose so much weight? I've just been keeping track of what I've been eating, and it's been very helpful for me. And I've been using a little application in regards to that of monitoring my intake. It's not too big, and the application was actually free online. It's called the Diet Organizer, so I highly suggest for people who have a Windows-based PC to actually download that. I know it's going to be daunting in the very beginning for entering foods that you make at home, buying like with the groceries that you have, and then making sure that they're in the database and that you can easily retrieve them up afterwards. It may be daunting in the very beginning, but it's worthwhile afterwards because you can easily pull it up afterwards as you make your breakfast, lunch, and dinners, and what you have as for snacks and all that. So that much is not a big deal. And not only that, I also bought a weighing scale, a small little weighing scale that you can weigh your food. So that's actually helping me to some extent to know exactly how much I'm taking in. So I know I can go 400 to 500 calories per meal, and I can actually see where I can eat a little bit more, eat a little bit less here and there, and it's been good, and I have no problems with that. That's the one thing I do enjoy doing. I know it sounds like I may sound like Christopher Lloyd from Back to the Future when he speaks to Marty in regards to, make a twitches and all that about the car. I'm doing that the exact same thing for my weight. So you can imagine now me talking so much to myself in regards to those things. So that's a good thing. Anyhow, so I'll see you guys later on in the afternoon, and we'll continue on to see what's actually going on. Okay? So see you then. Anyhow, yes, I decided to do counterclockwise coming back over to me. Here we go. So, anyhow, it's already about it's already 3:08 in the afternoon. Found one other possible position for GameLoft. It's a gaming company in Montreal. I'm going to send out my CV right over to them via email. So it is for another tech support position. I'm hoping to hear from them soon too. Like anything else, to see if anything's going up there. And as for technical support position, it looks like there is open one for the general office over there, so that's a good sign. I'm well qualified for it, so that's not much of a big deal. So I'm going to see what they're going to say, and hopefully I hear back from them. Mostly companies like this, GameLoft, Electronic Arts, companies like that that are dealing specifically with software. It's harder to get in because they usually don't inform you of any reply backs and all that, because it had happened to me one time before in regards to Electronic Arts. One time, it was a number of years ago, wanted to go in for technical support position there, and the girl the human resources there never got back to me, so it was really kind of frustrating in regards to that. So there's nothing much I could have done in order to get things alleviated or find out what's going on. It's just the nature of the beast, especially with these software companies, which are growing quite quickly. There's nothing much I can really do. I can't force them to say, well, you got to reply back to everybody, things like that. There's just nothing you can control, especially when you're looking for a job. If you're in a position already, they might reply to you quicker because you're working and all that, and they sometimes like looking for new people in their company, and they're already currently working. In cases like that, it's just a matter of switching over from one company to another and giving your 2 weeks notice. Myself, with my last company with Desjardins, it was more likely, okay, this is your last week because due of XYZ circumstances. So there's nothing much you can be done with that there. So I'm hoping to hear back still from people to go in regards to that one technical support position. It's a roaming representative for technical support. It's very interesting that when they're ranging from anywhere from swapping out hard drives, configuring printers, so on and so forth, or going through their end-of-line computers that they currently have there. In such cases, they'll do quite a bit of turnaround. In many cases, they have this one particular company that's looking to hire roaming techs or techs to be on the job site. They have plenty of work in downtown Montreal and up north and all over in Montreal itself. It depends where it's needed and where they're getting the service calls from. So that'll be something that I'll definitely be interested in because it uses my knowledge and all that. And since I do have technical experience in that field for the last umpteen years, it's even dealing with current line computer systems and diagnostics and all that. It'll be good for me, and it'll let me use my creative mind and try and find out the results and the repairs and all that. And in extreme cases, extreme changeovers of the computer itself. So that won't be much of a problem there. So I'm going to take a look afterwards, see what's happening. I'm going to get in contact with Yasira and a few other people just to see what's going down, even from one of my former employers where I worked a long time ago, just to see what's happening there. I'm very familiar over there with a few other people, and since heads have changed over there in the last little while, one person I know now that used to work in orders and EDI is now the manager of the company, manager of the IT department. So it'll be interesting to find out if there is any openings there even right now. So it's not going to be so bad at this rate. I'll call it a day as for extra vlogging. I'll see you guys tomorrow, and hopefully we'll find something else good to do. Okay, catch you later. Do. Anyhow, so here I am. Today is Thursday morning, around 10:30 about, and I'm still looking for a job. And I haven't heard anything back yet as to from people to go yet about that one particular thing there that I was supposed to hear about. Hopefully by yesterday afternoon, I'm hopefully going to be hearing something from them today. I'm going to get in contact with one of my contacts there from people to go, and see if there's anything new or updated in regards to that, and a few other jobs that are currently open there. So hopefully there will be something good, and hopefully it will be starting next week. I'm hoping. As in everything, it usually takes some time in the backside for them. If there is something that's good, then I'll be able to get another job. It'll be fantastic. I'm just hoping to hear from them, and hopefully something will be coming out for it. So if I can start this new job there from them, that'll be fantastic. I'll be ready to go. It's just right now, it's just a waiting factor, as always, in any new job or any new position. It's one of those things that we all have to deal with, and I'm hoping to deal with it very soon. That I'll be start working again in my field. So what's going to happen next is I'm going to come back later on in the afternoon and just give you some updates as I go along throughout the day. Still have a couple more things to apply for, more job positions. Hopefully something will come up from those two as well. Other than that, there's nothing much to really tell about. I'm still going to do my vlogs here. I'm going to try to get them posted. If not, I'll do them in bulk and posting the vlogs, and also my reviews as well, because I want to get those done as well. I still have one to finish off and another one to start up again. One of them happens to be my watch that I'm going to do a review on, and my MacBook. So you'll hear from me soon enough in regards to those ones as well, so long as I can get them done and prepared and get them ready to go. Once I have them ready, they'll be posted up on my blog site here over on YouTube, with the descriptions and all that, and my thoughts about them. So I'll see you guys soon enough during the day or during the week, so will get updated in regards to what's been happening on my side. So see you soon. Anyhow, this is a whoop. My little guy here is falling apart. No, it's not really. Welcome. It's Friday. End of the week. It's been a fairly busy week searching, and still searching some more. Yesterday was kind of interesting, for the fact is that my former employer still thinks I was working for them. I was working for Desjardins for a couple of months. The thing is with them, they had released me due to the fact there's not enough work there at the office for keeping a whole bunch of us there. So what they had done is they actually sent an email out last Wednesday, letting us know that some of us were let go in regards to it. So that being said, I was told that I was going to be let go. It wasn't because of my performance and all that, which is a good sign. So I know I did good there, and the people from People to Go realize how good I am, how much of an asset I am to them in regards to my work ethics and all that. So that's not really much of a problem to try to find me the next job. I had one job interview this past Tuesday for another position, which is basically independent technical support representative on the road. This here I was supposed to get called back on Wednesday in regards to it, whether or not if I got the job or not, and I didn't hear anything back from People to Go in regards to it. The account executive that was actually taking care of it never bothered to call me back. So I'm trying to still get in contact with the account executive to find out, what's going on with it. So it's a pain in the butt not finding out if I got the job or not. I've going to get in contact today with one of the people there that I know of, who is going to take a look into it, because they should have at least told me whether or not I got the job. I'm hoping that I did get the job, and it's just a matter that the guy didn't have time to let me know in regards to it. At the same time, my former employer was still sending out meeting reviews, meeting invites for the projects that are at hand. Problem is that somebody in the organization of Desjardins/Avanade, which is the company that's actually taking care of the account itself for having men on site directly there, kept sending out these invites for the project, and that there I just find that they didn't bother to take a look to see who was still on and who was not on. And I let the person know who actually sent the invite out yesterday, saying, I'm no longer working there, why are you sending me these emails? It's a breach of some type of security, I do know that, and I just don't want to get in trouble for it, because somebody in the upper echelon of Avanade/Desjardins didn't do their job properly, and this should have been taken care of the week before when I was being let go. And this here we're going to have to take care of. I'm going to find out today in regards to it, to see what's actually happening with it, to see if they actually did take care of it, because it's something I don't want it to be a negative thing on me or for the company itself. I just want to make sure that everything's on the up and up and everything's taken care of properly. This is one thing they should have taken care of the first week that they had let me know that I was my service no longer was being needed. So with that being said, on it, I'm hoping that everything will work out today, and that I won't get any more emails in regards to it. And I mentioned once again politely, it's like, look, this is not supposed to happen, but yet it is. Most people, not that I know of personally, but I've always heard about this. When something like this happens, usually it's a very big security risk in regards to it, for the fact that if they are able to get in, whether it's through email or whatever the case may be, there may be a big security breach and some data may be taken, or whatever the case may be. I'm not one of those guys who would do that. I'm one of those true blue honest technicians that's like, look, let's take care of this now. If something's not right, let's get it fixed. Because for the simple fact is that they were not informed in regards to it, and they should have been. And I want to make sure that this is actually one of those loopholes that they actually do take care of properly, because this would look bad on them because they didn't know, or whatever the procedures are in regards to something like this should have been taken care of right then and there, and it hasn't. And this is where my great concerns are for the company and myself, because it'll look bad, it'll probably look negatively for both of us, and I'm trying to avoid that for both them and for me. Even though I was a previous employee there and I worked my butt to the bone and I was always there on time, way before the scheduled start times and finishing times as well. This is one of my ethics I usually keep in hand, and everybody knows this, including my boss and my colleagues. They are the ones to say, you keep true to your word. Your ethics are high. So I'm hoping that this will actually get resolved by today. If not, then there's going to be a big price to pay, and I'm not going to be no more Mr. Nice Guy. I'm going to actually have a sit down with somebody and have them talk about it and find out why this is happening, because it should not be happening at all. As for the weekend, I'm going to be meeting up with Cyprian this coming Saturday, so we're going to go for lunch and all that. At the same time, I'm going to try to get an appointment with Apple through Weather Geniuses in Careful Laval, because that's the nearest store closest to where I am. And I'm going to get my hard drive reinstalled. Well, not hard drive reinstalled. I have a hard drive in there, but what I need to get done on that is to get the operating system reinstalled fresh. I had mentioned to one of the technicians there at the Genius Bar that I do have a new hard drive that I'm going to be putting in myself, which is not much of a problem. It takes under 5 minutes. I've done the memory upgrades already from 2 gigabytes to 4. and the only thing that has to be done is just do a refresh of the OS on it, and then everything should be fine after that, because it's just a matter of making sure that everything's wiped clean and everything is usable state, because when I got it used, it was initially installed with French on it, and it's not because I don't like French. I speak the language here quite well, and I get along with everybody who speaks French. It's just that the matter of preferences on a particular system. At the same time, while I'm there, I'm also going to, when I'm on the phone with them to make the appointment, is to get my older PowerBook G4 installed with its original operating system, because I have running on that one, I think it's a standard version of Ubuntu version 12.04, which is one of the last known working versions for that, which is running good. You know, I can use the wireless without any problems. The sound, the drivers were never installed properly, even though I tried taking a look through the help files or through the forums themselves to try to get it enabled, and so far I have not been successful. And usually it doesn't take that long to do. Usually this is done at the command line, which command prompt on it, which is very similar to like what OS X has and on its version, the terminal. I've done it before, and it's not that hard. The longest part for that is actually searching for the information and then just implementing it onto the computer in the terminal mode. It took me about an hour to find the information to get the wireless done. Once I did find how to do it for the wireless itself, it took me under 5 minutes to get it enabled, to get the drivers installed for it, and then enable it afterwards. And once it was enabled, I had no problems getting onto the wireless networks, like whether it was my own or at work. Like if it was on the Wi-Fi for business, it connected flawlessly. Even on Wi-Fi that you can actually get at, like the local hotspots, like at Tim Hortons as an example, or Starbucks, things like that. It was never much of a problem. It's just right now I would like to be able to use the computer for the intended purpose of using OS X 10, whether it's the old version of 10.4.5, and just be able to use it as for podcasting, which is basically voice-only recordings on it. So I'm going to try to get that done for it as well at the same time, just get it reinstalled. I don't care what the hard drive size is. It's going to be used bare minimally. As for software-wise on it, like maybe the OS, maybe an application like OpenOffice will be installed on it, and then Audio City, strictly as that, and that's it. Just to be able to do some podcasting with it as well. And same thing for this one, but I'm going to be installing some applications on it where I can also do video editing while I'm away from my main computer, so that it'll make it easier for me. So when I actually come down to actually editing my stuff that I need, part of the work is already done, so I don't have to sit around waiting for certain animations that I have to get done, as always, to create the vlogs. It's just a matter of putting it together and then compiling it, and that's it. I like using even my home editor at home, which I was using a standard workstation from Dell, which is the older Precision 530s, which are dual processors on them, and I'm running Ubuntu Studio on that, and it works flawlessly. The only thing is, like I said, is the animation that usually takes longer on it, which is typically normal because it's using software like Blender, which is an animation program. It uses partly of that to do the rendering of the animation, the intro screens and all that. So that there deals a lot with computational processing, and sometimes, depending on the animation and on how complex it is, it takes sometimes a couple of hours. It may sometimes, for the animation itself, I sometimes leave it running overnight for the specific purpose because of the length of time that it needs to get that edited in. And even though they're not the powerful computer that I have, which are 2 Xeon 1.5s, it does the job. I mean, I can leave it overnight and it'll crank it out. It's just a matter of getting it done. Even though it's not the latest and greatest computer for it, it does the job. If I had a faster, more newer PC, which more likely the Dell Precision T5400s, which are dual quad-core Xeons on it, which is basically two quad-core processors on it with, with hyper-threading enabled. That's basically 16 cores right there. That there will zip through it like there was no tomorrow, because there's more processors working on the same problem. Whereas on this one here, I only have two 32-bit processors. It takes a little longer to get it done, but at the end, it does the same job. It just takes a little longer to get it done. I have no complaints in that. So anyhow, with that being said, I'll probably try to do another one this afternoon. If not, if I don't do another one this afternoon, you'll definitely see continuation tomorrow, which is Saturday, with Cyprian, where we're going to be going to Patat 2000. And I've also mentioned to my Isawa, hello Isawa, my fiance, in regards to it, that we're going to go out for lunch and pass by the Genius Center at Careful Laval. So I'm going to see if I can get Careful Laval done first, and then pick up my friend Cyprian to get what we need to get done and have some fun at the same time. So that will be another vlog for this week, titled Vlog 180, Looking for Work. So I'll see you guys later. Catch you then.